Good morning, Steve Fried in Chicago with the morning grain news. Happy Valentine's to everyone. And we have kind of a mixed trade overnight with beans and meal a little bit lower, corn and wheat a little bit higher. I think the beans and meal running up against some pretty strong resistance, technically becoming a little overbought. And the news is still kind of friendly to the bean and meal market, with Argentina looking to be dry for maybe the rest of the month. We had one crop scout that came out with a Argentina soybean crop of 36 million metric tons versus USDA's 41, and a corn crop of 43 million metric tons versus the USDA's 47. Offsetting that, they did come out with a Brazil crop, 151 million metric tons, still a record, but down 2 million tons from the USDA, and a corn crop of 123, which is also a record, but also down 2 million tons from the USDA's 125. Brazil looks like might dry out for a couple of days, allowing for bean harvest, which is approaching 20%. But especially Mato Grosso do Sul is extremely wet, and Mato Grosso will be wet next week. Our Brazil is also dealing with strikes. We're dealing with low water levels in some locations in the south, and traffic and supply chain logistics. But they still are offering beans at a cheaper price to China than U.S. They're out of the corn market until the safrinha harvest in June. Argentina farmers not selling, waiting for some kind of soy peso deal. And the North Africa, Middle East, Europe meal buyers are all short and looking for some meal. The soybean oil market, kind of the opposite, with palm oil prices recently dropping because of concern about Asian demand. Still a lot of uncertainty of Indonesia and whether they'll curb exports. But we'll, in the next crush data report, we would expect U.S. soybean oil stocks to be increasing. U.S. corn export shipments down 35% from a year ago. Matif corn traded the highest since 2023, and there is concern that Russia may not extend the Ukraine export corridor on March 19th unless the sanctions are lifted against Russia. U.S. hard red and winter wheat areas mostly dry, some scattered showers around. U.S. wheat exports running a little bit behind a year ago. Russian prices still cheaper, but the Russian have slowed their export pace, whether it's due to weather at loading or just kind of slowing things down from an export standpoint. Matif wheat trading higher on the Ukraine war, and right now there really isn't any premium in the wheat market if Russia exports and Black Sea wheat exports slow. The Ukraine corn exports right now are at half of what USDA was projecting at 22.5 million tons. Funds, long 170 beans, 150 meal, 28 oil, 218 corn, and short 45 wheat. Stock market's up, dollars down, crude's down. This is CPI Tuesday, and happy Valentine's Day.